Like, that's pretty dope.
Who said that?
I think either Solomon or David.
There's a movie that speaks about that too. I think it's the House of Flying Daggers or something like that.
Trying to picture that, like, shit, to be like the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about, like, where is the wind going when it blows?
Yeah.
There was a, like a, I don't know, they have other, what am I trying to say? When you go on YouTube, you see like the other related kind of videos, whatever. There was a Bruce Lee one that was on with that Wing Chun video you put up. Basically, I'm trying to remember what he was talking, something about fear. He was training, I don't know if it was a scene from a movie or something, I hadn't seen it before. But he was, or maybe it was an interview he was talking about it. I think he was kind of training this guy to fight or something, and the guy was so worried about winning. He was just talking about, you gotta let go of winning or losing. Something about just being present or something like that.
Was he acting like on a TV show?
It seemed like, I couldn't tell what it was.
He's wearing a red outfit.
He was with some white dude.
Yeah, no, he's talking.
Yeah.
Long street or some shit.
Yeah.
Actually, that's some deep stuff.
Yeah, it was deep. Like that, you know, because that's where you start getting into your head, you know, you're worried about
Guy fighting is getting into your head.
Get out of my head.
Alright, day 128, Osho, first in the morning, page 71. God is oceanic, infinite, unbounded. We have fallen apart from God because we have become identified with boundaries, with the boundaries of the body and the boundaries of the mind. Those boundaries are keeping us away. Just get rid of the boundaries. I'm not saying to get rid of your body. The body is perfectly good. Use it. It is your house. Live in it. But don't think you are the body. You are in the body, but you're not the body. You are in the mind, but you're not the mind. And the moment you become disidentified with those boundaries, suddenly the gestalt changes. You start feeling unbounded. And that's what godliness is. You start becoming oceanic fast. Then there's no need to seek and search for God anywhere. You become it. And that is the only way to know God. The only way to know God is to become God. There is no other way. One cannot know God without becoming God.
True.
Day 129, you are divine and you are formless. God is not something quantitative. God is only a quality. God is not something material. It is only a presence. It is not like a flower, it is more like a fragrance. One can feel it, but one cannot catch hold of it. One can enjoy it, one can love it, one can dance with it, but one cannot possess it. You cannot put it in a bank, you cannot treasure it, because God is not no one's property. That's the meaning of formlessness. Never think of God as a person, think of Him only as a presence surrounding the whole existence. And then there is no need to go to any temple, to any statue. Wherever you are, you can bow down in deep love and gratitude. You are connected with God. Whenever your heart is full of thankfulness and surrender, you are bridged with God. That passage reminds me of Bruce Lee, reminds me of the Tao. Bruce Lee is always known to be saying, like, be formless, be shapeless, like water. Day 130. Reaching toward that inner flame is really an arduous path with many pitfalls. Moving in darkness, one stumbles. Moving in darkness, one gets hit. Moving in darkness, one falls and has to rise again. You need constant encouragement, constant support, somebody to prevent you from running away and escaping. That's the function of the Master, to go on holding your hand, to go on telling you, don't be afraid. The goal is not far away. It is just around the corner. It is never around the corner, remember. But the Master always says it is just around the corner. One day it is, but one has to wait for that day. One has to be patient.
That passage reminds me basically of, I could teach like Customato to like Mike Tyson. And he'd say like, Cus would always tell him as soon as he met him, like, you'll be the heavyweight champion of the world when he's like 13. And he'd keep egging him on, pretty much creating his ego. Like, you know, everybody telling him like, oh, you ain't that, you know, mother, everybody in the neighborhood mistreating him, like, you know, disrespect him and all that. And Cus is like, keep on like feeding him like, hey, you're better than this guy. Like, he's nothing, man. He's trash. He's a bum. Like, you're great. Like, and that I think correlates with that passage right there. Like, that's what a master does. Like, guides you in that right direction, even if it might not be true right now. It's just pushing you towards that way.
What I think of when I hear it is like a tree, like an apple tree or a peach tree or whatever. Like, in its time, you know, it blossoms and it bears fruit. Has to be cultivated to that point, but that's what it's got to be. It's got to be what it's destined to be, whether it's an apple tree or a peach tree.
Yeah, similar to, I'm sorry for that, similar to what you were stating, patience is a virtue. It's not easy, but as you say, you run into different personalities. Those personalities, you know, they can attempt to be anything initially in the meeting, but they will bear fruit. And you will see whether they are shallow or as they purport themselves to be, you know, just by allowing yourself to not judge. You will see the full reality of a person. You know, you'd be amazed. I think this is by giving yourself a chance. You know, you can achieve anything that you're embarking on. You're going to succeed. But through patience, everything will come.
It can really take a while to see that too.
And it's true.
Sometimes 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, you know, the deeper we become ourselves, the easier it is going to the easier it's going to be able to identify, you know, the things that are shallow.
Yeah.
So it's not really anything outside of ourselves. It's us really reaching our fullest potential and our fullest depth. And then the shallow people end up revealing themselves, and you move past it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Sometimes the reality of, you know, when you give yourself a chance to find out who you are, what makes you happy, what makes you content. Those people outside of you, I tend to think that, and I might be wrong in my statement, I look at my brothers and sisters, they have friends, right? But those friends are to, I guess, make you feel that you are important in yourself. But if you give yourself a chance, you will see that, well, I look at friendship kind of wrongly. Friendships for conversation, cash, and sex. You know, if you want to get in a lady's purse, you get all three of them. You want to get in a man's pocket, you get all three of them. But it usually starts off with conversation, and then the asking for a favor. You know, at least that's what I think I've run into through my childhood coming up. But patience to show who you are and who they are.
I guess there's a big difference between seeing God within and seeing God everywhere else. Sometimes there can be, rather, a big difference.
Day 131. A mediocre man lives according to others. An intelligent person is one who lives according to his own light. Whatsoever the risk, he is capable of taking it because he relies on his own intelligence. He knows that the greater the challenge, the greater will be his intelligence, hence he accepts challenges. He lives in danger because intelligence grows only in danger, in insecurity. When there's no danger, no insecurity, intelligence dies. That's what I mean by mediocre person. One who has allowed his intelligence to die, who has allowed his intelligence to gather rust. Meditation is the way to sharpen your intelligence more and more. And the more intelligent you have, the closer you are to existence.
This is gonna sound really bad, but I gotta say it anyway. This passage actually reminds me of the Wing Chun video, like of the guy practicing it. And no offense to him, but you know, it's like, all right, you're living by somebody else's truth, or they thought it out for you. And while sparring, it's like he couldn't figure out, like, all right, why am I getting hit? Like if you live in like true meditation, it's like he'll figure it out. I'm not saying on the spot, but it would come to you faster. But if you're sticking to an old method, like a different type of mold, and you're like, well, why doesn't it fit? You know, all you need to know is it doesn't fit. You don't even need to know why.
That's true.
That's why Bruce, he says in his books a lot that he loves sparring against beginners or like people that don't have experience because they're just spontaneous. Like you don't know what the hell they're gonna do, and that's very real. But when people are trained in something, you could predict what they're gonna do based on their training, and then it becomes more unreal. So he really likes sparring against people that didn't have experience actually because of the spontaneousness, you know. And I've trained with people like that too. You see it in some of the videos where they come off the street. No, I never trained, but then they're like one of the hardest people to spar with because they don't think they know anything, but they're like, they're not easy. Some people, they go to the gym like every single day. I don't train. Shit, you don't. Look at you. I mean, just think about like a football player. He plays football, he's in the NFL. I don't know martial arts. I mean, but this dude is a danger. You know what I'm saying? So, like, people don't know that they train, but they're training. So pretty much, it's either it's like what I like to think about it. Everybody's trained. Some people know that they're trained. Other people don't. And you might not be trained in fitness or combat, but just the spirituality, it might be in you. I've met people like that too. Like they're just naturally meditative, you know. And people have strengths in different areas. But I really enjoy sparring against people where I've never seen a video of them. I don't know what the hell they do. Just go. Because then you don't know what the hell's going to happen. You don't know what they're going to try to do. And then when you grasp that moment to learn in a place where you don't know what's going to happen, that's when you learn the most. When learning is calculated, like what Bang does, studies of videos, like watching a guy like 20 sparring videos and then he comes in and spars him, that's not real. That's not like real learning to me. Real learning is just spontaneous. Even like the sport fighters, they know who they're fighting. They know, you know, what the person does. That's not real. Real is out there in the streets, and then somebody attacks you or somebody wants to hurt you, you don't know who the person is. You don't know if they got a weapon. You don't know if they got friends. You don't know if they're trained. Like you don't know if they're a police officer, undercover or whatever. You don't know if they're a doctor, a lawyer, or you don't know what. You don't know if they got a friend who's a killer, you know, like, you just don't know. And that's real. And I like to train for that. But it's hard because you have patterns, you know what people, especially when we train amongst each other, like we know each other. Like I know like what you guys can do, what you can't. I know that you're not flexible in this area. I know that you can't do this kick or that kick, and I know how much you could bench press, how much you could weight lift. I know so many things about you, which makes it easier to confront. But when you're dealing with somebody you don't know, just like they talk about in the police academy, you pull over a old lady, 80 years old, for speeding. And they're like, shit, you know, she might shoot your ass. So you gotta go in there like cautious, like you gonna draw the gun on her. But that's what they try to train you to be like that, you know?
Never underestimate your enemy.
Yeah, because you don't know what's gonna happen, you know? So I'm not saying to be fearful, but you can't underestimate somebody. Oh, you know, he's smaller than me, I'll whoop his ass, or, you know, you can't underestimate people, you know, like, you gotta go approach every situation as if this person could really, really hurt you. And then that's how you get better. But when you start underestimating people, like what happened to Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas, you know,
Right.
like that's when you're gonna end up losing. That's how all those boxers and those fighters, a lot of them end up losing because they get arrogant and they get, you know, overconfident.
Yeah, that's what happened with Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
That was one of the most horrifying matches in mixed martial arts. Was, you know, everybody respected Anderson Silva for the longest time. You know, he's like, oh, he's so humble, and they did that documentary about him, like Water.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, he's a family man, and he brings all the money back to Brazil, and you know, and everyone's like, oh, Anderson Silva, he's so dreamy, you know. and then I swear, like less than a year after that documentary came out, he turned into a total asshole.
Oh yeah.
Total asshole. Yeah, he started like, that's when he was like taunting, like, dude, I don't remember who it was, but it was like he was taunting someone in the ring, like getting in their face and
Yeah, had his hands down, he knocked him out. I remember hearing about it.
Silver got knocked out?
Yeah. It was pretty bad.
who what?
I forget the guy's name, but yeah, when he was taunting the guy in that match, he
Yeah.
pretty much knocked him out.
Yeah, he's taunting him, and you know, and then the last opponent, who was it? The last opponent?
I mean, I don't watch it.
I don't really closely follow it, but I remember the last opponent. He was still in that real arrogant phase, and I think he was taunting him too, and then went to go kick him, and then the guy just like put his leg up, and his leg hit the guy's shin, and then went in the opposite direction.
Yeah, I saw that. But you know, I think if they want to bring more respect to the whatever that sport is, they should disqualify them as soon as they taunt. Because that's what they do in basketball.
But when
And, like,
people start,
football, they won't even let the football players dance. You know what I'm saying? Football, you know, basketball player, you go like this, boom, technical foul, whatever. Like,
yeah.
these are not even like violent sports, and they're like they're disqualifying people for taunting and all that.
Yeah. Right.
So if the cage fighting, they want to gain some respect, somebody like that, they shouldn't even let them fight. Be like, you're an arrogant piece of shit, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck are you, you know?
And like, you know, and like the nasty stare downs.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes.
Yeah, stuff like that.
It's like
you know?
stare downs.
It just-
Stare downs are designed
yeah.
to get people riled up.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that way.
No.
I mean, you can still demonstrate your skill and ability without.
Being an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, I know that right now, if you go on the website, they're like, oh yeah, no racial slurs, no spitting.
Yeah.
Okay, so why not? You know, like, if you guys are going to let all these other things go on, then why don't you let racial slurs? Because then if you really want to get somebody mad, You know what I'm saying? You want a real fight going on. Go ahead and say, you know, let's do it. You know, if you really got, you guys are as real as it gets, then go ahead. You know, like what, people on the streets ain't gonna give you a racial slur? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's just like stupid the way that they're doing it. It's like you either go in.
On the street, that's the first thing they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
It's like,
First thing. First
So-
thing to get you mad.
I mean, it's all about. To me, I'm either like, you either do it for real, or just don't even do it. You know, or just like, or just have more regulations. Like, I mean, just boxing is more regulated. I respect that a lot more. But anyway, I mean, you see it in the sports, like basketball. They bring it up as an example again. I mean, they stopped the taunting. They stopped all the trash talking. It could get really messy in basketball, as Chris would know. Right? Elbowing you in the face and shit, and breaking your jaw. And it could get really dirty in basketball. But they put the regulations in there to make it more like something like a sport. You know, like it's not. You know, oh, I'm angry at you, so I'm just gonna tackle you on the court. You know, and now we win. You know what I'm saying?
4 points. 4 points out.
Yeah, a lot of it wouldn't be what it is today without Dennis Rodman. Thank you, Dennis.
Basketball.
He helped a lot of rules get created.
I mean, it wasn't just him. It was a time, it was a sport. It was a dirty sport years before.
Man, basketball is so much more entertaining then than it is now.